You'll communicate with people, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for coming tonight for our second session of the CAT Mobility Paratransit Public Meeting. My name is Aria Dotson and I'm the Public Information and Communications Officer. Before we get into our presentation, we're going to have our leadership team here introduce themselves.
Good evening and welcome to Chatham Area Transit Authority. We do thank you so much for your presence this evening. And the purpose is to really share some updates that Chatham Area Transit Authority has implemented from new technology to upgrading of the user guide. And most importantly, we want to hear from the community as to how we can improve our services and how we can make sure that you get to the places you need and want to go.
Thank you all for coming, and I think this is a very good important meeting because we need to hear how you guys see our service and how or what we can do to make it better. I've said earlier on that paratransit service is not luxury, it's a lifeline. It's a system where people depend on it, go to the hospital dialysis. And so our goal is to make sure that we can provide quality and on-time performance service. And if we fail at any point, we won't know until you guys tell us. As you're gonna hear from our staff, we have done so much to improve the system, a new computer system, software system. We also introducing a mandatory customer service training because anybody can drive, but the question is, do they have the customer service skills? It's not how you say things, you know, it's just the way you say it. And so this is all part of the upcoming training. We are also very soon going to implement our call service center. When the calls come in, what I call it the airline system. And our former CEO was sitting back knows about how initially we started this. It'll be when you call the call center, you're going to have other options where it's going to give you option 1 to paratransit, option 2 to fixed route, the ferries, all our services, where the advocates will be trained in various departments and understand what the system to give our customers the right information. And so all that is coming. There's a lot of stuff that we have put in place, and we're going to talk about it today at the meeting. But again, thank you for coming. My name is Dr. Manny Tomasi, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer. Pass on to the Director of Transportation.
My name is Jason Rubio. I'm the Director of Paratransit. So I started here in December. I came from Jacksonville, Florida. I've worked in several different states for several private companies, several public agencies. So I came here, try to improve the system, hear from you guys. What are some of your comments, concerns, what we are doing right, what we can do better? So that's what I'm here for.
Tia Baker, I'm the ADA Program Manager for Paratransit. I thank you guys for coming out this evening to share with us in moving things forward. I've been with CAT for 31 years. I've been a part of the eligibility process for maybe 10 of those years. And we just want the feedback so that we can provide the service that our customers need.
All right, thank you. And now we will start our presentation with Ms. Tia Baker.
Let's start off with our eligibility process for all our riders. They have to recertify every 3 years. This is just to let us know if they have any improvement in their ability to maybe possibly ride in the fixed route service. And be able to move them to fixed route and get them off the paratransit service for other customers that may need the service. We do have customers that are eligible temporarily. So they use those services temporarily, and they will have to recertify as well after their eligibility has expired. Due to the lengthy process of the applications, when we recertify, we're going to begin to send out these notices at least 2 months in advance. And the expiration date for a courtesy, we will extend that expiration date 30 days later so that we can compile all the information that we need and get it back to the customer in a timely manner.
Can I ask you a question about that? If you're gonna recertify, and I know how lengthy it was, like you said, you ever thought about condensing that down? We wouldn't have to have the same information. If the same person, you would have to have the same
Yes, sir.
all the information. Is it so? You're saying you're in agreement with me, or you?
Yes, no, actually, me and the eligibility coordinator, we're talking about condensing the form for those that are already on the service. Because it is lengthy. The form is long. And a lot of the information, especially for customers that we know that truly need the service, that's not going to ever get off. That process needs to be a little shorter.
And what's the capacity? I mean the limit in numbers as far as paratransit that you all have. What caps out? Y'all cap out at what? 200?
You mean transporting customers?
Yeah, I knew customers can use the paratransit at one time.
The areas that we're going in, because at times we go out in the far areas like Pooler and Bloomingdale. So I would say at least we can transport anywhere from 280 to maybe 300 per day.
So you said a day, but how many are on the register? What I'm saying, how many is on the road with paratransit? How many you have?
Eligible customers?
Yeah, how many you have on the road that you're servicing at one time?
You have about 1,300 that's registered with us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
How is that information given when they need to recertify? Is it mailed out or is it emailed out?
It's mailed out. Yes, ma'am.
And I asked that question.
Customers that like to do the email, so we do email as well, but it's not that much.
That's that question because I work with the homeless population and oftentimes there is a lot of instability when it comes to needing services and making sure that you're updating that information with sources. So is there an option to ask for your information to be emailed and or mailed? Or is it just strictly mailed unless you ask for that information?
It's strictly mailed. We do also have the recertification, the application is online as well.
Okay.
So between the online and the mailing is what we do now. But like I said, some customers do, at times, they prefer to have an email tool. Mr. Michael, you good? Good.
I'm going along with you. Thank you very much.
Okay, in our rider guides, it explains, it gives us different information as far as how the service works and what we expect from our customers and what our customers can expect from us. The 15-minute window, the bus can arrive for a customer 15 minutes before the scheduled time or 15 minutes after the scheduled time. Our drivers are not permitted are not allowed to operate any powered wheelchairs due to liability. They can accidentally push the button and a customer go somewhere else. But our operators are not allowed to operate those powered wheelchairs. We are origin to destination service. If customers need additional assistance like door to door, curb to curb, or just additional assistance, getting off the vehicle just to be there, our operators are able to do that. Drivers are not allowed to cross the threshold of any business or house. This is a shared ride service, and we do have a lot of customers that we pick up on a daily basis. So sometimes you will have more than one person on a vehicle. And we have to make sure that these times are in a way that everybody gets to their appointments on time. They're picked up on time and they're dropped off on time. So any questions?
Yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm doing this, but it's 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after. That would be good if it were true. You know, I know with the traffic and people calling in and I know how it worked. I was the manager. People calling in and this, that, and other. My thing is, I try to call in 5 or 6 days ahead of time. I think you'll have a standing rule about 7 days.
Yes, sir.
So why is that just at 7 days? Because a lot of people that go to regular doctors and stuff know their appointments well ahead of time. That's why I try to schedule ahead of time. So they're knowing they need somebody at this time, a day on this date. And mine is pretty much regular. I have one, I've been going for them 3 years every Thursday. Every Thursday. That should be on time. And I try to get it scheduled where I wouldn't even have to call in. That is known at the same time every Thursday.
You can't do that.
Well, someone told me, since I only do it, that's only just one time a week. Well, I thought that was kind of.
But you might be going one time a week, but you going every week.
Every same time.
Yes, sir.
February would be 3 years that I've been doing the same thing. So
you're calling in and making.
and I'm having to call in to do so because it was told it couldn't be set because it's only one time a week. It is not something I go to more than once a week. You understand what I'm saying?
I'll get the information from you after this and I'll set it up for you.
Okay, that's a good thing. But why the 7 days though? Why is it a limit if you already know that person knows they have to have an appointment at this time or this date? Whether it's 2 weeks out.
Well, FTA does give us a choice of 7 days or 14 days ahead.
There are 14 days, so
So you can do, but we set ours to 7 days ahead. That was something that one of the committees got together, and that's where the 7 days came from.
and I'm questioning the 7 days because would you think that would help as far as establishing your manpower, the workers that you have, the drivers that you're gonna have, if you know how many people that you're gonna have? I think 1 day ahead would kind of throw you off, but if you sell them 8, 9 days, you should be able to schedule it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
You know, if you know Dr. Manning going on Friday, even if it's way back Tuesday before the Friday boy, you know that he's going that day. You understand what I'm saying? And I was told several times we don't have a driver. I said, you don't have a driver? What do you mean you don't have a driver? You know, just to miss schedule a week ahead of time. I don't want to look like I'm thinking over the thing. I just got so many concerns.
You're not overthinking. Things happen in the course of a day where we do have call outs, and that's a possibility that.
I'm seeing it. Yes, ma'am.
So, yes, those things happen, but the 14 days is, something that we can consider as well.
And do y'all have floaters? I know you're not going to pay people for nothing. You have somebody like, if you need to pick up somebody because this happened or that happened, you got somebody just float.
Yeah, we call them extra ball, Ricky. So we have extra ball drivers that
Yeah,
are more like standby.
yeah.
Yeah, we do.
So that's for that particular day and time.
Yes, for all the days that we provide service, there's always some people waiting for things like a call out or anything that a driver can go and cover around.
Yeah, that's good. So you don't have to pull from Connect and all that stuff like that.
Well, the connect one comes in when it's that necessary. But there's always, so let's say if we use all our extra board, and there are still more on the manifest. We can pull from Connect or other services to provide. Just recently, we have to take our supervisors to also cover routes.
Are you guys established enough to run Connect in paratransit now? See, that was the whole thing. I'm not gonna get into all the politics and all that stuff, but that was what the whole grant was about. You trying to supply drivers for this, and don't have drivers for paratransit and stuff. You see what I'm saying? If you're going that way, it's got Connect, and what was that other third one that y'all used to try to have?
Mr. Michael, let me say this, when we received the grant for Cat Connect, that grant included, positions as well. So we hired, drivers, for Cat Connect. The same thing with, the board eventually approved us to hire 5 operators to support microtransit. I know there's been a lot of confusion, but each program was assigned manpower to carry out the different programs. And yes, Cat Connects does support paratransit. Oftentimes not oftentimes, but if we are short of a vehicle, or even if we are short and we have dialysis patients that need to be picked up, yes, we have to be a little flexible to ensure that they are picked up. So, we have to manage. It is a system. It's not just paratransit and fixed and Cat Connects. It is a system that connects to make the transit arrangements that we need to make for a particular instance, whether it's an emergency, a vehicle breakdown. We just can't leave people stranded. So those may be the cases wherein you see a microtransit van used to pick up a paratransit rider. Situations like that, but it's not routine. It's not really needed. Yes.
I'm all right with that. I have to do that. I was just wondering, at one time, I'm on 3 years and a month and a half from now. It'd be 3 years, right? But my thing was, when I was seeing something else, the paratransit seemed like they were going slight for Connect. I mean, this is me looking from the outside in. I don't, so you just raise a question about it. I mean, you got a question about it, raise a question about it.
That's exactly right. And it's important that you understand how it works, and we encourage, questions.
I appreciate you taking time to thoroughly express that, let Dr. Manning handle the question.
Yes, I just want to know, what's the notification process if paratransit is going to be late outside of that 15-minute window? What's the mechanism that individuals be notified?
With the software that we have now, the system is set up to call the customer to let them know what time the operator is coming to.
Well, it calls you 15 minutes after you're already on the bus, though. And then, like tonight, they're gonna come back and pick me up at 8:03, not me. 8:03. It throws it off like that. And you don't understand the robo. I ain't mean to want to get in that. The robo is so chopped up, you don't have an understanding. So I have to call every morning to see what my pickup is and what is not, because it seems like it tells you when they bring you back from your appointment there, and that's all you have. And it's all chopped up. It's the old way was the better way, when they tell you exactly pick up time and return time. This one you don't understand. If you don't want to listen, I save everything on my phone, because I did that before, because I used to tell Ms. Dumas, when I call and tell them, they're telling me, well, you gotta pick up at 12 o'clock. That ain't what Robo told me. Robo tells me it's 12:25. So, I've been saving them, and just in case anybody wanna see how that thing works. I save everything on the phone. When I get a call, then I can listen to it myself, and anybody else can listen to it. But that robo is something else going on.
I might listen to that.
Yeah.
And I tell Dr. Benny about it all the time. That thing is something else, man. Yeah, and yeah, that causes unneeded confusion, unneeded, controversy. Yeah, but don't put it that robocall.
Any more questions?
That's good. Yeah, I came in a little late, so I don't, and maybe it was already covered, the inconsistent drop off and pickup times. That's what I think.
So that's another part of our system that we were hoping that it would be better instead of the old system that we had. When you say inconsistent, you're talking about the times that you're getting and the times that we're picking you up.
Right, so sometimes I have to go and get my sister's in the restaurant. I have to go and get her because it's like a long time, you know. Like, I don't know if they have to pick up other people and she should wait. And now sometimes she's gotten impatient and they've come. But I already went and got her because it's so inconsistent. You tell them to wait. So, yeah.
And a courtesy call would be good. If you're gonna be 30 minutes late, just call people, let them know, because those medical appointments gonna charge you. If you're 15 minutes over, Georgia I charges $75. Charges $75, and the reason I got out of that one, my podiatrist charges $50 over. Well, you're an hour and 10 minutes. Let me know so I can call ahead. A very nice lady stayed down the street from the boss lady, and she said, I'm gonna charge you because I stayed down the street from her. She told me that, so that's good. So it's good to know Miss Carter. but the thing is, if you let people know, you can call ahead to the appointment and let them know that's what the case is, so it won't be a no-show. And they won't try to force you to pay before you come back to receive service. So if we can get a courtesy call, if you're gonna be late 30 minutes, let somebody know. You know, I can't do anything about how the bus run and things like that. Give me 30 minutes, I'll call and let them know that we're gonna be 30 minutes, 40 minutes late, or whatever it is. See, can I be still worked into?
And then again, that's what the new system is supposed to do.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna find out from them is the length, how late before they give that call back, that courtesy call back, because the system itself is supposed to call you. So I'm not receiving those calls.
What I receive is the initial pickup, and you're already on the bus when you get initial pickup. You might be on the bus 10 or 15 minutes. That's any driver. That's any driver. Any driver will tell you that. And new system, that's what it does. So,
Michael, is that when that occurs, is that when you're possibly picked up early or no?
no, man.
And at your right
I
time?
don't get picked up early. Now, sometimes you get picked up early. I mean, to be honest, not me,
Okay, we need to check into that because it's something wrong if the system is doing that.
And that's any driver, don't they do it? And we always just talk about it, because that's any driver. Any driver will tell you.
I talked to you about today, because you called Dr. Manny and said something about your trip wasn't coming for you till 7. And you was late to the meeting.
They were telling me for this meeting here, it was gonna be 7:46 or something. Picked up about 7:46.
That was from the call?
That was from the rock on, yeah. Yeah, I listened to it, but like I said, I normally save every call and then listen to it after it's completed. So I have it as for evidence or further to instruct, but yeah, that's what it is. They call it well off. Those outrageous times and stuff like that. So
We're gonna.
that's a new system. The AI something else. Yeah. It's that thing is something else, boy, I'm telling you. It's something else.
More questions? Concerns?
Then if you do anything, I was told when I first got in, but we can't push you, give you a little push. I said, well, I got it. I said, sometimes it's kind of hard to get up in the deal, but it can't push you, but I ain't trying to be serious now. You can't push me, but you can ride that thing. If you fall off, there ain't no work was coming. I can tell you that right now. Because I don't believe that it's legal within your policy for them to get on behind a wheelchair. It ain't that much room when you fall off that thing. Y'all gonna pay on what it comes? I'm just trying to help you out. I don't think
The
so.
operators riding the lift with you.
Yeah, you know that ain't legal. I ain't trying to steer to it, but you know that ain't. Y'all not gonna, you're not gonna get no workers' comp for that. I told two of them, I got tell you, I said, you ride that thing and you fall off, you know they're not gonna pay you no workers' comp for that, because I don't think you're meant to do that. I mean, I let you handle it, you know how to handle that, but yeah, that's that's something on there in a bag or something. Sexual at the grocery store. I put everything on the back here. A lot of them tell you, oh, we can't do that. But you can talk on that radio and have that radio playing loud and making U-turns and doing all kind of other stuff. But you don't tell that, but you want to tell, get mad at me and spread my name around cat, saying, oh, that's my, I ain't controversy. You gonna do your job the way you're supposed to do it. If you gonna hold me to stand, I'm gonna hold you to stand. And I leave that alone. I ain't trying to, bring a bunch of confusion in, but if y'all start listening to some of those conversations on there, man, please. But I know it gotta be taped. Because if it's on camera, it gotta have a voice activated to it. I say, you wanna find out what's going on, listen to them. Listen to some of them. And I gotta tell them, I take a polygraph on anything I say. Yeah, I take a polygraph on anything I say, I ain't gonna tell them that. And I'm not gonna lose my blessings over those $2 when they say you're not paying and stuff like that. Well, when those things are down, they're writing everything down. A lot of people, I'm understanding, when you're having a problem, they're not writing it down to $2 or $6 or $4 and things like that. They're not writing it down when the tablet not working. When you can't put them, I know what the problem is. It's not being written down on it. And you have a problem with that, saying people not paying. Every driver now, I tell you what I do when I get on the bus. And every single driver, hold them money out there and wave it. And I don't want no letter from Miss Tia Baker saying I ain't paying. But Miss Tia Baker sure will write you a letter. Miss Tia Baker will write you a letter. You can believe that. It's on there for confusion, but they get on the bus and say, they'll get it and they'll wave it up there because they know that's what I do. Look at every camera. I don't lose my blessing over those $2 or $3 or $4. No. I've been too good to me to tell a lie over something like that. If I don't have it, I tell you I don't have it. I'm through. I know you're ready to sit down.
They don't pick me up from the house and they don't pick me up where I'm going. Yeah,
What's your name?
we're going to Orange.
Okay, Ms. Owens, we're going to check into that to
Yes.
see what the problem is with,
Yes.
and someone will be reaching back out to you, okay? We will definitely do that.
Okay, so I can talk a little bit about the software. So the new dispatch scheduling program we have, it's called IT Codes. So as most of you know, we implemented the new software last year. we experienced some growing pains when we first started using it, which is expected with new technology. Anytime you switch over your scheduling software, dispatch software, that's expected. But we had technicians on site from the company, so they were here, trained all the staff. So all of our staff have gone through in-depth training, multiple different training sessions. And we have a weekly call that we have set up with the software provider. So any concerns you guys bring to us or any concerns we have, we send over to them, and then we meet weekly to discuss what's working or what we can do better. Another thing we did with the software is added custom reports. So they're really good at working with us anytime we have another feature we want to add or something we want to tweak. They're really good at helping us out with that and customizing the software for us. So one of the things we did is added some custom reports to be able to better monitor trips, ride times, on-time performance, those types of metrics. The newest thing we did last week is set up a ride time threshold. So what that does is we're trying to keep it so nobody's on the bus more than 60 minutes. So, you know, some people get on the bus, they're riding for a long time. So last week we implemented it so it would just be a 60-minute maximum ride time. So that's what we're trying to do now. And again, as everybody said, we're always open to feedback. So any comments, concerns you guys have, don't hesitate to reach out to us. So like I say, we want to know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, so we can work on it and make sure everybody's getting the type of service they need.
How can you guarantee that with all this stuff going on with Ricks and road work and everything going on, they may be longer than 60 minutes?
Yeah, but it could have happened. And so what it does, it'll send us an alert, right? So it'll send it like it'll do like a pop-up alert, let us know, okay, the ride time's exceeded. So maybe we put it on another route or send out the standby or extra board driver to assist. Right. So it's not foolproof right now, right? But it's something that we get notified of so we can try to better route that trip.
Let me explain that much. So if the driver that is scheduled to pick you up, that caught up in traffic or accident, right? And it's past that 60 minutes window, we will know. Now we're looking for anybody that is close to you to come and provide you that service. Because if not, you're gonna wait more longer because we can't tell how long more before the driver gets to you. That's why that message is in place to let us know that you're on the bus more than an hour, that person. Remember, it's a share ride. So you have to drop somebody to come pick you up. And once we know, now the dispatchers are looking for vehicles around your area to make sure that we can accommodate you on somebody's manifest to pick you up on time.
And you have mechanical issues that come, like the lift gets stuck. How many times me and you don't call, I've been stuck up on a lift for 30 minutes and the lift up there won't go this way or that way. Then the bus breakdown, I was at the doctor's office and waited about an hour and 25 minutes for another bus to get there. And when that bus got there, that bus broke down. Couldn't do anything. Right up there, 705 East 70th Street. I can document out everything that happens and to get it down, but you know, you have situations like that. And we have, that's why I say I can guarantee that, because you can have some unforeseen stuff goes on, like mechanical things with the lift and stuff like that.
Well, so Rick, if one of you was talking about this,
Yeah.
the system used to pick folks up 2 hours earlier. Let's say if your appointment is 8 o'clock, we'll pick you up 6 o'clock, you'll be on the bus for 2 hours. That's what we have put measures in place. So they don't pick you up 2 hours ahead of time. The maximum is 1 hour. Instead of 2 hours, you'll be on picking people up, and then by the time you're gonna get your appointment on time, 8 o'clock. But you are being picked up at 6 a.m. So you are riding with everybody else for 2 hours. That's what we have put measures in place to avoid that kind of service.
What is that 30-minute formula y'all were talking about? That they can get you there, or that you can be dropped off 30 minutes ahead of the appointment.
So it's a window, right? It's 15 before and 15 after. So let's say you are scheduled to be picked up at 9 o'clock. We can be at your house at 8:45, 15 minutes before the 9. And then again, we can also be at your house 9:15, right? 15 minutes after your pickup time or 15 minutes before your pickup time. That's what the 30 minutes window is for, 15 before and 15 after.
All right, so the future of paratransit, so what we're working on right now is increasing the manpower to better handle the increased ride volume. So something Mr. Michael referred to. We're also increasing our back office support, so our staff, and providing customer service training for everybody. So not just the operators or the staff, all of us are required to go through customer service training. So all the reservations agents, dispatchers, drivers, managers, everybody will be going through mandatory customer service training to make sure we're serving our customers' needs.
I need to say one thing though, because I need you all to understand additional staffing resources is contingent upon revenues coming in to support that. Our millage was reduced, which means we don't have as much revenues coming in. But right now, we are looking for alternative revenue sources to support the needs of public transit. But I need you to understand, if it doesn't come through, we won't be able to increase manpower. Okay, I just need you all to understand that. And we're going to keep you abreast as we move forward. We will keep you abreast of how we're coming. These meetings are going to be held quarterly, and we'll be bringing you up to date on additional staffing, improvements to the software, dedicated advocates to do follow-up calls. As we improve, we're going to be sharing that information with you.
Right now, they have enough or close to enough. They're not letting folks go.
No, no, we're not. Not right. We're covered right now. I know you all listen to the news, federal cuts and local cuts and all of that. And yeah, and really, you know, we vote and put people in office to represent us. You need to advocate for what your needs are, because if the funding isn't there, it's only so much you can do, and public transportation is important.
See, and that's another thing. That's above my pay grade and sick. Board members and everybody that go in, you know, if those folks were elected, it'd be a different ballgame. See, when you appoint people, you know, but they're not as obligated to you or considering you as much. Them appointed people, no, they're going to come. They're going to come. I just tell them at the sheriff department, captains above, say the sheriff's gonna appoint you. He'll fire you too right quick. You don't have human resources to go through the process to go ahead. You're human resource, you know. But you don't have that. But those folks they're appointing, you know, some of them folks, I know Savannah. You know, some of them folks, you got it, but I ain't finna be ugly and say anything. You know, some of them when they put on the board, I know right then that's a mistake. Because you know the history. You know the history. That slick tongue stuff. I mean, come on. You ain't done nothing over here, you ain't gonna do nothing over here. You know, to get it down, but you know, just talk to them. I'm not trying to do things, but you know, you just gotta get frustrated because I know what's going on. A lot of people don't know what's going on in this town. This, that, and other. I worked long for in this town a good long while. And I know where all the bodies buried at most of the time. You know, I go, I'm gonna go around, keep going around. You know this, but y'all trying to do what's best. I mean, only thing you can do is give that effort and really have a genuine concern on passenger safety and meeting the needs of the people and stuff like that. That's all you can do. You can't, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Things are not gonna run perfect all the time. Anybody that know that. I sit here and talk that trash and stuff like that. I've been on that side of the table. I know how things work. You know, they're not to do that. Now, you know, yeah, but it'll get them, Miss Carter. It's gonna get there. You're a good person. You only gotta get there. I'm not just saying this, you know, she ain't giving me no $100 when I get around the corner, but I'm good. You know, she's a good person. I'm not telling you, Miss Baker's a good person. I don't know about Dr. Man.
Ricky,
You know, let's get back to what you're doing. Just.
That's everything I got. Unless you have any other questions, concerns you got, that you'd like to address?
I have a couple of questions about the application process. How long does it take from when an application is submitted to when there is a decision whether or not that individual is eligible for services to begin?
It can actually take up to 21 days for the whole process. For a completed application. Now, if we don't have everything, it can take long. So a completed application, it can take up to 21 days to process.
Barbara Shug, she not here. That's something, ain't it? You know, I ain't gonna call nobody.
I have one question for you guys. Are you guys moving towards a monthly bus pass? A senior monthly bus pass? So
We
you
can
don't
consider that. We can consider that. Is that a suggestion or recommendation? Okay. We
See,
definitely.
that's what we talked about, Dr. Man. In the card, when you have a debit card, you have confusion about that money, and then you have any kind of pandemic come back again, you know, you ain't nobody gotta be touching this and touching that. You know,
That's what we have.
yeah, what she got, yeah, plus that card, a debit card to swipe. Have you considered that though? The use of that is have a debit card?
The new fare box will we have new fare boxes coming, it'll take, yes.
So you got something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll be installed on all of the equipment soon. Yes. We trying, Mr. Mike.
I did not tell you I knew you gotta do it. You gotta do it, thing. I just don't know about Dr. Man, but you doing thing.
Really, of all I'm not really, okay, I got it.
So one last thing, you all have ride guides in your seats. In that ride guide, you will find an acknowledgement sheet, and Ms. Tia or anyone on the team can explain more about that acknowledgement sheet and the signature required.
Hey, the acknowledgement form for the ride guide is just to acknowledge that you received the ride guide, that you understand the ride guide, so that we can have a record that we have spoken with you. And that you have received the necessary information so that your transportation can, you know, run a little smoother. So everyone has one. I advise that you look through it and, you know, try to understand. If you don't understand it, you can always call us. We're here. The number is here. Just ask for myself, Tia, or Ms. Barbara Sheets. We'd be glad to, you know, go through these. She's our eligibility coordinator. I think you all, I'm pretty sure that you all have spoken with her, because she does the interviews for the applicants. She does a lot of things. She sends off the information to the doctors to support the documents that the applicants send in. So yeah, she's very hands-on. You all,
And then she didn't do some training.
yes, training, yes. Yes.
Nice. So how long do your workers, your drivers, how long is their training before y'all place them out on the road?
5 weeks. 5 weeks of training. That include customer service, driving schools, following policies. So 5 weeks for the training. You think it should be more?
No, I was just wondering, I mean, someone can go a year and they still ain't gonna do what? So, you know, it don't make any difference on that. You know, because you got some things, me and you talk about, I don't wanna put it in here like I'm bad mouth, I don't be ugly to nobody. But the dress attire for some of them young ladies, when you talked about it, y'all would be ashamed to see how some of them dress, and one would wear clogs. And I said, well, if young lady, if your foot slip out the thing at the back, those are not shoes for driving. If your foot slips out and you hurt somebody, you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, your foot, yeah, and then the tights and all kind of stuff, that's not nothing for a lady to wear.
Mr. Michael, you are so right. And that has come to the attention even at NIDAS and staff. And that's because these inspections are not being done. A driver should not leave the yard in inappropriate attire. Mr. Rubio is here. And he will be holding the supervisory staff responsible for making sure that employees are in proper dress.
And with all the negativity y'all get, some of it ain't, y'all don't deserve a lot of that. Y'all, but they supposed to be representing you all. If they representing you all like that, man, you gotta be kidding. Hey, they're supposed to be representing you all on that. It's
That's
just
not our brand, and it will stop. Trust me, it will.
yeah, man.
That's not our brand, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning sometimes staff think, you know, you saying this stuff, but this is fact. And you know, we can't be defensive about it. We have to address it.
That's right. Then you're upset about like this. The last one that they wrote a statement up on. I was talking to Dr. Green on the phone, and she just straight went off on me. Oh, she just straight went off on me. I said, young lady, you're telling me I need Jesus and tell me to hush and stuff like that. You know, when I was out there in my time working in law enforcement, I tell you what, I'd have tied her up a hog title like we do in the country, and a hog tie that brought right here to you all. I mean, you don't talk to people like that. You don't talk. I have 6 sisters. My mama had 6, my dad had 8. So I kind of know how a young lady's supposed to carry herself. And I got 2 daughters. I kind of got an idea, a working idea, how you're supposed to talk and carry yourself. And they don't give you their names. You ride with people you don't even know who they are. No, I don't give you their name because they think you'll call in on them and tell them what they're doing. They don't give you the name. I've asked several times when I don't get restrained down and seatbelt. They have problem with the seatbelt. Say this thing don't have a seatbelt. You mad? I said no. I need a seatbelt on. I don't have the proper 4 ways, the 2 in the front for the wheelchair and the 2 in the back. Well, you should be checking all this before you leave the yard. Just like we used to do in law enforcement. You don't get no vehicle in your sirens and the mats and stuff not working. You gotta check all that stuff out before you get in a vehicle. That's on you. It ain't on nobody else. Yeah, you gotta do it. Yeah, you gotta do it. Let me shut up. I'm getting on about it.
You know, I may ask the radio. There was a radio policy that I sent out that when they pick customers up, the radio in the vehicle has to be turned off, no music. Is that, have you noticed anything?
8 out of 10 of them are playing the radio. And what they do, they know I like to listen to gospel music because I have other stuff they kind of hear. They'll try to play that. They just have something going on, thinking everything is okay. No, because I already know your policy. I sit there and just listen. I might not say nothing to you. And I'm not going to say nothing to you just for argument reasons. You want to start an argument or something. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything to you because I'm not the supervisor. But the radio's on and they put the little earpiece in and talking and hitting bumps. You sitting in the back of that large bus. When you hit a bump, it don't affect you like it affect me back in this wheelchair. I mean, that thing really affects you. Boom, boom, boom. You know, like that, but they got earplugs in the ears and things like that. You got one person, if you want to train all the rest of them, that's Miss Virgil.
Yes.
Miss Virgil, if it's right, you look at Virgil, if she tell you the bear is right, get your bucket, don't even question her. If she tell you the bear is right, you will get your bucket and go get the bear, because you ain't got to verify, because Virgil gonna be on point with everything. You understand me? On everything. I don't care, man or woman, Virgil is gonna be on point. Yeah, it's like that, but you know, the rest of them, they figure you ain't watching them. You're not watching them. You get people, you know, I don't like that project. Project I don't like to say that, but the behavior you carry, people associate that with that. If you put them out of that, you can take them out of there, but you can't take it out of them. I'm telling you, it's gonna take a while. It'll take more than 5 or 6 weeks to get that project out of some I'm telling you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, conversation, but the way the words they use, the things they say, you hear them on the phone. And I just know you're not supposed to be on the phone like that.
Ms. Michael, we have a few more questions.
Oh, go ahead. You know, I get the room.
So I was wondering, just listening to the information that Mr. Michael had shared this evening, is there a opportunity for riders to do a survey after a ride so that you all will know, you know, it hopefully in real time, like what's happening? It could be random, but to just get a feel and an understanding of what the riders are experiencing once they, you know, are dropped off, whether it's at home or at an appointment, to try to mitigate some of these situations. And I'll say this rule breaking that's happening on the buses.
I think that's an excellent idea. It's being jotted down. One thing we have done through Ms. Willingham's staff, the advocates, we have designated a young lady who's just has excellent customer service skills to do some follow these chronic complaints that are coming in. She's actually following up and maintaining a log to track, you know, some of the issues so that we can better address them. But thank you for the real-time survey idea. I think that's excellent. Ariel, can you track that and see what we can do about getting that? Okay. Thank you.
One other thing, I'm sorry. My supervisory brain is kicking in because I do work with the homeless population, so I understand when you have individuals that are not sensitive to the issues that other individuals face. You know, for me, it's always asking those questions. Maybe during that 5-week training, those individuals that are looking to drive the paratransit bus can actually sit in the seat of someone that's riding that bus. So you may have a wheelchair, they may need to be strapped down, they need to go over a bump to see how it feels
There you go.
to be in that position
There you go.
and have someone controlling you, your whereabouts, your movements, and all the things, so they can fully understand that how they are impacting others as they're driving those buses. From being on time to, you know, getting late, they don't understand the financial hardship that is causing someone when you're 15 minutes late for a doctor's appointment and they're gonna cancel it. And now you gotta wait 2 months later to reschedule an appointment. When you don't fully understand that and it's not grasped, they need to be in the same situation that those riders need to be in to fully understand their impact.
And you know, the reason you all are here, because we really need you all to advocate and talk to your elected officials, because, you know, for so many years, the fleet, we were using depreciated vehicles. We were just fortunate to be able to get some federal dollars to replace old vehicles. So because breakdown delays people getting to appointments on time and all of that. So we are really aggressively procuring. Matter of fact, there's a, we'll be sending something to Warnock's office to procure an additional. The life of a paratransit vehicle is only 4 years. Only 4 years. And if you don't have that money set aside, thank God now we have a capital plan. Where we plan when that bus, if we set aside funding, when that bus is fully depreciated, we have funding to replace them, you know, a year before they actually go out of service. But we're playing catch up. And all of these things together has caused service delays. But now we have better software, we have better equipment. There's money invested in staff training and development. There are career paths for advocates to motivate them to want to do better and provide better customer service. They don't move until they gain certain skill sets and they know how to treat the public until we get better. So what you're saying is really refreshing that you're open and you're sharing, bringing good ideas and also telling us what's good and what's not so good so that we can do better. And we're going to be responsive as we make changes. We'll be bringing it back to you so you all know that we are trying to do better.
You know, bringing it to you is good. I know y'all, you're good about what you're doing, but those board members need to hear from some of those customers in some of those meetings. If the board members hear it straight from the people that's riding, they're doing that, I call 3 or 4. I know all of them. And you get them in there and you talk to them. And like I told them, I said, well, these people are frustrated. I said, why don't y'all, that your salaries y'all get your salaries cut down a little bit and get it to the people who actually doing the work. Oh yeah. I had a conversation with 2 of them one time about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, the board members done receive pay.
My God. Do it from the $100,000,000. Might not get done. I get paid for it. Thank you, that Ms. Coder. Thank you for letting me know that.
So we do have a couple of more minutes left. Our team will be here for a couple of minutes if you have anything else that you would like to get acknowledged or just need a more intimate conversation. Our team will be here for the next 5 to 10 minutes. So we do thank all of you for coming out. We know that it is a little cold out there, so thank you guys for braving the cold to be with us on tonight. And that's what Gunnar said, this will be quarterly. So please look out for our next quarterly meeting within the next couple of weeks. Thank you.